just taking a look here at our secure MAC address table, and we're going to make this grow a little bit. We're going to work with Fast Ethernet 0/2, the port leading to host 2, and we're going to configure some secure MAC addresses that we know aren't going to work, and we'll play with the maximum a little bit and see what happens. It's going to illustrate a point that I was describing in the last video as well. So let's go ahead and go to interface 0/2. First thing I'm going to do is shut it down because I don't want it learning anything while I'm in the middle of this config. So let's go ahead and enable port security to begin with. And now let's change the maximum here a little bit, see what that looks like. Like I said, I wouldn't go to 6,144 secure MAC addresses on a port. Let's set it for 3. And now I'm going to use the MAC address option again. And we'll go with the static one. And I'm going to try to make up another one on the fly here. Hey, it worked. So we've got 2 addresses defined, but we're allowing the port to have 3 secure MAC addresses. So the theory holds that the very next the very next MAC address it learns on that port will become a secure dynamically learned address. So we're going to test that theory out. And let's go ahead and look at our tables here again before we get started. Show port security. You can see the 2 configured addresses are already in there. And you can see they're labeled as secure configured, and you see the port numbers as well. And let's do a show port security interface fast02 while we're here. And again, it's secure and down for port status because the port is administratively down. 3 MAC addresses, 2 total. 2 configured, no sticky, it hasn't seen anything come in on the port, so you see a last source address of all zeros. And that's it. So let's go ahead and do a no shut there. I know that address had to come, the interface had to come up. 23, one will ping host 1. And I sent the pings and then came back on over to the switch because I didn't need to hang around to see them go through. And we don't see any port security messages, so that's always a good thing. So let's go ahead and look at our address table. And you see now 2 secure dynamic addresses. And one of them, the new one, is for Fast Ethernet 0/2. These are all secure MAC addresses for 0/2. We set a max of 3. 2 configured, 2 static ones. Of course, that let it learn the next MAC address it learned as a dynamic one as well. So we've got 1 secure dynamic and 2 secure configured, all for Fast Ethernet 0/2. Nothing to it. And let's go ahead and run. I should be able to up arrow that one. There we go. And that's it. And we see now that great combination, port security enabled, port status secure is up. Maximum MAC address is 3. Now the total overall is 3. 2 of them were configured. 1 of them is dynamic. That's the one column they don't have here. They do have a column for sticky addresses, which we will be working with soon. And there's the last source address that it saw come in on that port and the VLAN. So that's it. That proves the theory. And we always like seeing that stuff work. So you want to watch that if you got a difference between the total number of addresses it can learn and the number of static addresses. Because you may want this. You know, this may be fine for your purposes, but then again, it may not be. So just be aware that that's what can happen. That's the end of this lab, and we'll work with another port security feature on the very next video.